Man, it's been quite a long time since the fabled useless data videos about the enemies in Halo Reach I created back in the day, so I thought maybe it's time to do another. And even on the old videos, I've had some people ask me like, oh, you should do it on Halo Infinite, you should do this. But I didn't because this game's pretty rough on Legendary. Like Halo Reach, I knew the back of my hand. I've played Halo Reach Legendary a million times. It's a whole different ball game than what the fuck's going on in Halo Infinite the whole time. And people are gonna start clowning me in the comments because it's considered one of the easier Legendary campaigns, but it still got some of its tricks up its sleeve. It's still kind of like, ugh. Now the reason it's been so long is because when Halo Infinite initially came out, I didn't really enjoy the campaign. What was cool about it was that there was a lot of new enemies. They brought the Halo Reach, like Halo 3-ish art style back, which I thought was very nice. I thought probably not going to be able to do this because this is just going to take too long. It's such a big map. There's so many monsters and enemies around. I was like, I gotta wait. But then in this update, they added the AI to Forge. So for the majority of this, I could actually just spawn them in Forge, make them legendary difficulty, and beat the shit out of them and figure it out. So we actually have the means to do this, although I did go in the campaign for certain characters. Now there's some ground rules here. You know how it goes. This is based on me beating the shit out of them, just punching, because I feel like a punch was always a good way to measure things in this game, especially killing them. You know what you know how it is. So everything's gonna be based off of punching them. Sniper shots do the same amount of damage as a punch, so generally you can also base this off of sniper shots if you really wanted to. I didn't do any of the bosses. I would have to master the game like Lies of P in order to actually punch the bosses to death. If I did do it, it'd be pretty base, but I'm not gonna punch all the bosses to death. That would just take too much. And there's like 10. There's a lot of those too. I tried to do, you could spawn in the adjudicators, the big ones, but I couldn't figure out how to actually punch them to death without activating their AI and having them murder me. So that they're out of the question. So yeah, let's get right into, let's just get into the nitty gritty here. Let's just go in. So let's go for the grunts. So grunts, we got grunt conscripts. They come in 2 colors. They only take 1 punch. They are 1 punch Andes. Assault grunts, they're a little more dangerous. They're colored differently. They take 2 punches, which is actually stronger than most of the grunts in Halo Reach, which is pretty interesting. Grunt ultras, they take 2 punches, of course. Sometimes they have shields actually in the campaign, so sometimes they actually take 3 punches. Then there's the grunt mule. These guys are new. These guys are cool. They carry around weapons and stuff. Very nice addition. They take 1 punch. Now I'm about to tell you something crazy. Halo Infinite has the strongest grunt in the history of all Halo. Now you think I'm lying to you. If you thought these guys were fucking tough, if you thought these guys were Giga Chads, this guy blows him out of the park. This guy doesn't give a fuck. This guy bip bap. He's one of like the like go kill him for the weapon guys. This guy is a mean motherfucker. Like I've never seen a grunt with this amount of confidence or power in any of the games before. He's like a purple grunt ultra. I don't know. He's crazy. He was like an assassin. He was like this guy's like thing is crazy. Like I'm surprised this is the first lore mention of him, because if he was in World War II, he'd be at Normandy and he would be at Pearl Harbor. You know what I mean? Like this guy is no joke. This guy takes 7 punches to kill in total. So most of that's a shield though. He takes 5 punches for his shield, and then he's just 2. He's like 2 punches. So he's not actually like that crazy, but he's cracked out. His electric weapon just like melts you. It will just kill you. You can't stop it. It will kill you. So this guy is a mean motherfucker. This guy's bad. Okay. There's also another grunt named Big Lord, who's just a purple grunt mule, but he didn't have a shield or anything. He just took 2 punches. He wasn't really worth mentioning. But that's all the grunts from Simp to Chad, like whatever, Jackals. These guys are all pretty weak in the game actually. The freebooter, so this is like the basic ass Jackal. He only takes 1 punch. He's nothing. Jackal Sniper also takes 1 punch. He's out. He's done. Jackal Raiders, they take 2 punches. They're a little stronger. And skirmishers take 2 punches. There's only 1 type of skirmisher in the game, which I'm kind of sad about, because in Halo Reach, they had like a whole ranking system, and it was like a whole thing. But there's only 1 type, and they're 2 punches, not bad. So let's get into the elites here. These guys, it made me really happy seeing the Halo Reach Elite Officer, Spec Ops, Ultra, and General in the game. That was really nice to see. So the lowest level here, the Mercenary or the Elite Miner, 3 punches and he's dead. There you go. That's how it is. The Elite Officer from Halo Reach takes 5 punches, which I think is about the same that he took in Halo Reach. Spec Ops, they take 5 as well. They're both Spec Op Enforcer, both 5. The Ultra and the Warlord both take 6 punches to kill. They're pretty tough. They're pretty strong on their own. And the Warlord's just the general from Halo Reach too, which I really think is like. Now, unfortunately, there's no Zealot or Field Marshal, unfortunately, but you know, it is what it is. That, you know, what you do. Now, as we know, this is a very brute-heavy game. Very big brute bad guys. They're back. You know, they're doing their whole fucking thing. So there's a lot of brutes in this game. So we're just gonna go through the list here. Brute Miner, they take 3 shots. They're done. The Brute Sniper takes 2. It's actually weaker than the Brute Miner. The Heavy Sniper takes 2 hits too, and if you punch their helmet, the helmet absorbs a hit. So after that, we have the Commando. These guys, they're purple. They take 3 hits to kill. Not too powerful. One of the on the weaker side. Berserkers. These guys are funny. The funny guys who run at you. They're pretty tough. They take 4 hits to kill, which is, you know, not too crazy. It's pretty manageable. Although in Legendary, if they're beating the shit out of you, I don't know if you'd be able to get those 4 hits off with the speed that they go. The Warrior, these guys are cool. The Brute Warriors, they only take 4 hits though, so they're not actually that crazy. And then we get to the Brute Captains. These Brute Captains are kind of crazy. So I did one where if you hit their armor, it adds like another 6 hits to it. Because I did this one time I killed him, it took 11 hits to kill. And then one time I avoided his armor and took 5 hits to kill. So I'm gonna say between 5 and 11, like the armor adds, I don't, you know, it's something like that, which is pretty impressive. They're pretty tough. And then we get to the Brute Chieftain. Now this is the basic Chieftain. This is the last guy we get to before we get to the special brutes, because there's a handful of special brutes too. So the Brute Chieftain, these guys are really tough in this game. They're also big in this game too. Like the Halo Reach Chieftains were really cool, but these guys are fucking, like, these guys are built different. I tried this thing where I shot their armor off because I noticed their armor was breaking. So if you shoot their armor off, it only takes 7 hits to kill, but I'm not sure if the bullets damage their actual health and goes through the armor. I wasn't sure about that. So between 13 without shooting the armor off, and if you shoot the armor off, 7 hits. I'm just gonna say that. There you go. And then we get to the Brute Warlord. So this is a strange one because he has a shield, and the only other brutes that have shields are called chosen variants. So they're like elite versions. But the Warlord's just the Warlord. Like, he just has the shield without being chosen. So I guess he's like kind of like the last of the normal brute. He took about 8 to 10 hits to kill. His shield's only 2, so very tough enemy for sure. So then we get to the chosen brutes. There's only 5 in the game, and they're just basically elite versions of the enemies. We have so starting off, we get the chosen Berserker. Their shield is only 1 hit, and then 3 punches without. So it's basically 4. It's the same thing essentially, which is kind of weird if you think about it. And then the chosen captain, they're kind of similar to the Warlord. Their shield is 2 punches, and then I found it was between 6 punches to 8 punches. So about 8 or 10 punches will kill them out, which that's pretty tough. So they're basically the same thing. The chosen commando, their shield is only worth 1. And then they're also 3 punch, so they're really only 3. The chosen warrior, these guys are a little tougher. Their shields does 2, but then you hit them twice and they die, so it's really also 4. So most of these guys are 4 hits. And now the chosen chieftain, these motherfuckers are tough. This guy was looking at me. I was punching the shit out of this guy, and he looked disappointed that I wasn't punching him harder. He was looking at me really like, these guys are built different. He took 21 hits in total. That's a lot of punches. His shield was worth 3. Strongest shield in the game so far. Actually, no, not the strongest shield in the game. Bip-Bap has it beat with 5, but that's a whole other thing. If you were fighting one on Legendary, I would suggest avoiding punching them to death, but you know, you do what you can, right? So that's all 14 variants of the brutes. And I'm sure that there's like other subcategories like Bip-Bap. I'm sure there's tougher versions of them because those guys are usually tougher. But maybe I'll do those guys in like a separate video. Bip-Bap's just the free sample at the market, you know. Alright, so now we're moving on to the Skimmers. These guys are new. Skimmers are new guys. They're basic. I mean, they might as well just be drones, though. I don't know why they aren't. But the Loyalists, the normal one, and the Ultra, they all take 2 punches to kill. Pretty streamlined. They're all the same. All 3 of them. And now we're moving on to Hunters. These Hunters are pretty tough in this game. I'm not gonna lie to you. There's actually 2 types of Hunters in this game. The only other time where there were 2 types of Hunters was in the Halo 3 ODST when they had like the golden ones. I don't actually know how different those ones were. Now I'm gonna have to punch every enemy in Halo ODST to death. Anyways, so normal Hunters, if you punch them to death, just outright in the front, it takes 22 punches to kill, which is I think that kind of lines up a little bit with Halo Reaches. But if you punch them in the back, it takes 14 punches, which isn't much lower than just punching them in the face. So you might just you might just want to punch them in the face. Although I can't guarantee how easy that would be on Legendary, so I'm not gonna suggest that you do. So after them, we have the Banish Hunters, which they're essentially the same. They're just painted red, and they have a berserker mode that they go into once you get them down to, I think, I'm gonna assume it's like around 75% health is gone. I'm gonna assume that's when they start going angry mode. These guys, to the face, they took 38 punches. That is, I think that's a record. I think that's the highest amount of punches an enemy in Halo has ever gotten punched by, I think. I'm not sure, but I think. It was a lot. And then 15 and 16 punches in the back. So these guys, it's really a lot better to just punch them in the back. So Banished Hunters are tough, man. They're really scary. Fucking 38 punches. 16 in the back. I wouldn't want to fuck with them. Editing side note here, I forgot to include the Sentinels because you can't spawn them in Forge, and I forgot that they existed, so I only realized that I forgot them when I was playing the campaign to gather footage for this, and I found them. So they take 2 punches to kill. They're not that tough. But yeah, so that's all the enemies in Halo Infinite. All the bad enemies. Because now we have the good enemies to kill. These Marines, they're actually pretty tough in this game, and there's quite a variety of them. We have 6 different kinds. Number 1, we got the Assault. This is like the basic Marine, basic Halo Marine guy. He only takes 2 punches to kill and he's dead, so he's pretty weak. Then we got the Scout. The Scout's pretty weak too. He only takes 2 punches. So then we have the Marine Survivor. These are the guys that you pick up when you like liberate a base or whatever, and they have a bunch of dudes in t-shirts. They only take 2 punches to kill, so they're actually pretty weak. But the funny thing is, these guys have a really strong bone structure, because I shot this guy in the face multiple times and he didn't die. I think he survived 7 magnum shots to the head. Or no, he didn't survive 7. 7 was when he died. So he survived 6 magnum shots to the head. I don't know where the bullets are going. These guys, they're like the citizens from Halo Reach, man. They're tough. And then we get into the special type of Marines. So we have the Demolitionist, the Heavy Marine, and the Sniper. All 3 of them take 3 punches to kill and they're dead. That's it. So half of them are 2 punches and half of them 3 punches. I was excited to see if there was like a super strong Marine, but no, they're all pretty much the same. And that's it. That's all the punchable enemies in Halo Infinite. So now when we separate everybody into categories and groups, in the one-hit category, we only have 4 of them. We have the Grunt Conscript, the Grunt Mule, and then the Jackal Freebooter and Sniper. They all take 1. In the 2 group we have, this is the one with the most people in it. We have the Grunt Assault, the Grunt Ultra, the Jackal Raider, the Skirmisher, the Brute Sniper and Heavy Sniper, every Skimmer, the Marine Assault, Scout and Survivor, and the Sentinels. That's the entirety of the 2 group. So in the 3 category, we have the Brute Miner, the Brute Commando, the Elite Mercenary, the Brute Chosen Commando, and the Demolition, Heavy, and Sniper Marine. So in the 4 category, we have the Brute Berserker, the Brute Warrior, the Chosen Brute Berserker, and the Chosen Brute Warrior, which is really funny because they all basically take the same amount of damage. So in the 5 category, we have the Brute Captain, the Elite Enforcer, Officer, whatever you want to call them, and Spec Ops. The 6 category is pretty small. That consists of the Elite Ultra and Warlord. The 7 category is only consisting of Bip-Bap. Yeah, he's one of a kind. The 8 category, that involves the Brute Chosen Captain and the Brute Warlord, and they're both kind of like the same kind of character, just a different color, but there you go. They both take 8 hits to kill. They both really take like 8 to 10, but I just put them here for sheer convenience. Now we're getting into the big category. So the 10 plus category is the Brute Chieftain, the default Brute Chieftain. He takes 13 hits to kill. He's pretty tough. Then we have the 20 plus category, the Chosen Brute Chieftain. Those guys, 21 hits, and the Hunter, the base Hunter, 22 hits. In the biggest category, the 30 plus hit category, we have the Banished Hunter. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all the enemies that I could do. I'd like to know what you guys think, what you guys have found, if you guys have found anything more interesting, or if there was an enemy I missed, because I don't think I missed any, but if there's anything I missed, let me know in the comments. I hope this was good. I hope this was informative. I hope this helps. But yeah, so that's it. I have some more funnies coming on the way. I have some more funny stuff. So hopefully, and the channel's been doing really good. We're almost at 400 subs. So this could be really cool, guys. We're almost at 400 subs. I don't know if I'm gonna do something special, but I'll definitely say something about it. So let's get there. But yeah, other than that, there's all the enemies ranked from weakest to strongest in number of punches in Halo Infinite. So I hope you guys have a great day. And remember, you're all beautiful. Good night.